December 1st and winter baseball is in full swing. Some leagues just starting, most at around the halfway point. One almost finished. Let's talk about the winter leagues today. I've got 10 leagues I want to talk about today. So if you're just getting over your World Series hangover and haven't been paying attention to winter ball, I'm here to fill you in on what's going on. Wanted to do this a few weeks ago. Also wanted to do a LIDOM specific video. A lot of buzz about LIDOM this year. Also would have been nice to do an LMP video, especially with a US based team now, but never got around to it. First, what's new in every league? LIDOM is being dominated by one team. The other 5 are fighting over second place. Unusual to see the LIDOM standings like that. By the way, I will run through the standings and stat leaders later on, now just giving a quick mention. The regular season LIDOM series that was supposed to take place in New York in November was canceled. Instead, the LIDOM All-Stars met Puerto Rico's LBPRC All-Stars at Citi Field, with LIDOM winning 6-2. Other than that, business as usual in Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. And in Venezuela, same as usual over there. Ronald Acuna Jr. just arrived to play the rest of the season. Mexico's LMP now has a team based in Tucson, Arizona. The former Mayos de Navajoa are now simply known as Tucson. No mascot yet. How are they doing so far? Not so good, but could still make the playoffs. Also, the LMP welcomed a brand new expansion team, Juárez de Nayarit, brought in to replace the departed Sultanes de Monterrey. In Cuba, in recent years they had been playing the Cuban National Series in the summer and the Elite League in the winter, but last winter the Elite League never got underway, and so they played the Elite League over the summer, and the National Series is back to being a winter league, like it was 5 years ago. Hard to keep up with the schedule in Cuba these days. Colombian League, LPB, just got started over the weekend. Usually they start in early November and play a 40-game schedule. This year, late November start and only 30 games. Also reduced to just 4 teams, after having 5 last year. In Nicaragua, if you're looking for the LBPN, you won't find it. It was dissolved over the summer by the ruling regime. The league offices were raided, and the man who'd been running the league was arrested. And it's been replaced by a new league, the APBN. Same 5 teams as before, though, so the day-to-day action is no different. Panama's Pro Base is the only one that has not opened its season yet. They'll start on December 15th and play a 1-month season ending on January 15th. About the same as usual there. And they will welcome a new franchise, the Cologne Jaguars. In Australia, the ABL is the smallest it's ever been. Originally 6 teams, then expanded to 8, then back down to 6 a couple years ago, now down to 4. During the off-season, the ABL's most popular team, the Melbourne Aces, decided to quit the league. Then the defending champions, the Canberra Cavalry, followed them out the door. Not looking good, but at least they're still having a season. And in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, the inaugural season of Baseball United, with teams from UAE, India, and Pakistan, started their first season 2 weeks ago. And there'll be the one winter league to crown a champion before the year's over. Regular season ends in a week. First ever United Series takes place a week later. That's a quick look at what's going on in the winter leagues. If you just wanted the major news, you can leave now. But before you go, please subscribe. If you like hearing about winter baseball, there's a couple more months of it, and I'll be talking about it some more. For those of you staying, let's take a closer look at how all the teams are doing and who the top players are. Let's start in LIDOM, a league that's gained a lot of attention in recent years. Águilas Cibaeñas are dominating so far, 23 wins, 7 losses, a 7.5 game lead at the top. Second place right now is a big surprise, Toros del Este, a team that's finished in last place the last 4 years. Last year they finished with a record of 17-32. They are 1 win away from matching that win total, with 19 games still left to go. Those are the only 2 teams over 500 at the moment. Estrellas Orientales, 15-18. Gigantes del Cibao, 13-17. Leones del Escogido tied with Tigres del Licey for last place at 13-18. Tigres and Leones, those are the 2 teams that met in the championship series last year. But look at them now. Once their 50-game regular season is done, the top 4 move on to the 15-game round-robin postseason. Águilas look like they'll be there for sure. The rest, anything can happen. Cristian Adames of Tigres leads all LIDOM hitters with a .949 OPS. Home run leaders are Brian De La Cruz of Toros and Aderlin Rodriguez of Águilas, with 5 homers apiece. Toros pitcher Aaron Sanchez leads the league in innings, 46, ERA 155, WHIP 0.95, and is 1 behind the strikeout leader with 34. LMP Mexico with one of the longest seasons of all the winter leagues at 67 games, but it's split into 2 half seasons and the first half is already complete. Here's how it ended. Yaquis de Obregon at the top, 22-13. Cañeros de los Mochis, 21-14. Three-way tie for third, all teams 20-15. The new expansion team, Juárez de Nayarit, Naranjeros de Hermosillo, and defending champions Charros de Jalisco. Number 6, Águilas de Mexicali, and Tomateros de Culiacán, 18-17. Tucson, the lone American Winter League team, 13-22. Venados de Mazatlan, 12-23. And Algodoneros de Guasave, 11-24. In the second half, Jaguares lead the way at 5-1, followed by Naranjeros and Algodoneros at 4-2. Venados 3-3, Yaquis 4-2, not sure why they're in that order. Águilas and Tomateros 3-3, Tucson 1-5, Cañeros 2-4, and Charros 1-5. Here are the standings that really matter. Points earned from the first half standings and points they would earn if the second half ended today. Jaguares would grab the top spot with a point total of 18, followed by Yaquis, Naranjeros, Cañeros, Algodoneros, Águilas, Venados, and Tomateros. That would be the cutoff for making the playoffs. Only 2 teams don't make it. Charros and Tucson are the 9th and 10th teams at the moment. I still say too many teams make the playoffs and the point system is ridiculous, but that's the system for now. And every team will probably still be in the playoff hunt until the final week. Leones Martin played several years in MLB and NPB, now plays for Cañeros, leads the LMP with 9 home runs. Águilas pitchers CJ Van Eyck is the leader in strikeouts with 49, also has a 2.76 ERA. In Puerto Rico, the LBPRC has been going since early November, almost 20 games into the schedule now. Cangrejeros de Santurce are at the top at 13-5, followed by Leones de Ponce at 10-7. Defending champs Indios de Mayagüez 9-8, Gigantes de Carolina 8-10. That's the cutoff for the playoffs. Criollos de Caguas 7-11, and last, Senadores de San Juan 6-12. Cangrejeros are doing it with the bats, easily the best team offensively, but Indios and Leones have the best pitching, and that could be more important when the playoffs begin. Shed Long Jr. of Cangrejeros tops the LBPRC with an OPS over 1,000. That includes a .484 on-base percentage. Tokyo Yakult Swallows pitcher Kazuto Taguchi of Leones tops the league with 21 strikeouts, while the top 3 pitchers in ERA all belong to Indios, including former Colorado Rockies pitcher Ashton Goudeau. He is not allowed a run in 19 1/3 innings. Venezuela LVBP, as usual, 8 teams, 56 games, and they are well past the halfway mark. From top to bottom, this is the closest race in all the winter leagues. In an 8-team league where they've played almost 40 games, the first and last place teams are separated by just 3.5 games. Here they are: Tigres de Aragua 20-17, Águilas del Zulia 19-17, Bravos de Margarita 20-18, Caribes de Anzoátegui 19-18, Tiburones de La Guaira 19-19, defending champs Cardenales de Lara 18-20, Navegantes del Magallanes also 18-20, and Leones del Caracas 16-20. The postseason is a 5-team, 16-game round robin. The top 4 from the regular season automatically get in. The 5 and 6 teams play a quick best-of-3 playoff, ghost win for the number 5 team, and the winner joins the other 4 in the round robin. Jader Arenamo, a 22-year-old Tampa Bay Rays prospect, leads the league in home runs 13, slugging 696, and an OPS of over 1,100. He's batting third for Tiburones. Acuna leads off, and Michael Garcia of the Kansas City Royals bats second. I would not want to pitch against that team. Jose Davila of Águilas tops the pitching. 8 starts, 33 innings, 28 strikeouts, and a league-leading 2.70 ERA. Cuban National Series, the longest schedule of all the leagues we're talking about here today. They'll play 75 games. They started way back in the first week of September. Almost 60 games played as of now. The top 8, or top half of the league, make the playoffs. First place, the island's best-known team, Industriales, 37-19. Holguin, 37-21, only a game out. Defending champions, Las Tunas, 34-20. Matanzas, 36-23. Cienfuegos, 32-23. Sancti Spiritus, 31-28. Artemisa, 29-27. And Mayabeque, 29-28. Those are the 8 teams in playoff position right now, with under 20 games remaining. The bottom half, 9th place and 1 game out in the playoff race, Pinar del Rio, followed by Santiago, Granma, Ciego de Avila, Camagüey, Villa Clara, Isla Juventud, and Guantanamo. Best hitter here is definitely Yasiel Gonzalez of Holguin. He's slashing .404, .498, .747 with 16 home runs. League leader in homers, slugging, and on-base percentage. Pitcher Cesar Garcia of Granma is the ERA leader at .152. That's come in 10 starts, 53 innings, with a win-loss record of 6-1. Let's go to the other side of the world for a few minutes. The Australian Baseball League is playing a 39-game schedule, only about 10 games down, so still a long way to go. Sydney Blue Sox, the only Original Six team that has never won the league title, a team that so often finishes last, is at the top with a record of 8-3. Then it's a really tight race for the other spot in the championship series. Brisbane Bandits 5-6, Perth Heat and Adelaide Giants both 4-6. Lots of baseball yet to be played. Sydney started by winning 4 out of 7 games with Brisbane, then went on to sweep Adelaide in 4 games. Brisbane split 4 games with Perth, winning the first 2, but then getting destroyed in the last 2. Adelaide and Perth started the season with a 6-game series. Adelaide won that 4-2. This week, teams will begin an 8-game series. That's Perth versus Sydney and Adelaide versus Brisbane. Outfielder Pablo Nunez has been the top hitter for the Blue Sox, slashing .475, .553, .550. Though he has yet to hit a home run, he leads the league with an OPS over 1100. Also tied for the league lead with 3 stolen bases. The best pitcher also comes from the Blue Sox. Alex Wells has made 3 starts and won all 3 games. 16 2/3 innings, 21 strikeouts, ERA 108, WHIP 114. He leads the league in all those categories: wins, innings, strikeouts, ERA, and WHIP. Baseball United is starting small with their historic first season. 4 teams, 9 games each, and a best-of-3 championship series. Mumbai Cobras are not only leading the way at 5-2, they have clinched a spot in the United Series. Dubai Wolves and Mideast Falcons are both 2-2, and the Karachi Monarchs are last at 2-5. Monarchs actually beat the Cobras in the first ever Baseball United game, but Mumbai went on to take 2 out of 3 in the series. Cobras then took 2 out of 3 from the Wolves. Falcons won 2 out of 3 from the Monarchs. They've played 1 game in the next series. Cobras beat the Falcons and Wolves beat the Monarchs. Those 2 series will continue this week and starting tomorrow. Then on the weekend, the 2 UAE teams, Wolves and Falcons, meet for 3 games, and that'll be the end of the regular season. Caleb McNeely of the Mumbai Cobras leads the league in OPS, RBI, runs scored, and home runs, with 3 home runs in 7 games. Pitching is hard to judge with so few innings thrown, but one impressive stat is from Hiroshima Cart pitcher Kazuki Yabuta of the Falcons. 18 strikeouts in just 10 1/3 innings. He has an ERA of 0.87 and a WHIP of 0.48. Alright, back to the Caribbean. Not much to talk about in the LPB, just finished their first weekend in Colombia. Caimanes de Barranquilla, the defending champions, are off to a 3-0 start. Toros de Sincelejo also unbeaten at 2-0. The victims, Vaqueros de Monteria 0-2, and Tigres de Cartagena 0-3. Caimanes had no problem with Tigres, beating them 10-4, 5-0, and 3-0. Toros beat Vaqueros 10-6 and 1-0. It usually comes down to Caimanes and Vaqueros in the LPB, but maybe this year is different. Back in action on Tuesday, Toros versus Caimanes, so one team will be alone at the top after that, and Tigres versus Vaqueros, so someone's getting their first win. Nicaraguan League's got a new name, but carrying on as always. Indios del Bor and Gigantes de Rivas are tied for the top spot at 12-6. Indios were last place a couple years ago. Gigantes were last 1 year ago. Easy to turn things around in this league. Third place at 10-9, defending champions Leones de Leon. Fourth, Tren del Norte at 8-8. Tren is the league's newest franchise, made their debut in 2020, the only team that's never won a league title, though they have been runner-up the last 2 years. Last, and I mean dead last, Tigres de Chinandega at 3-16. They'll play a 32-game schedule, then 4 teams will play in a 12-game round-robin, so only 1 team does not make the playoffs, and I think we know who that team will be. For individual players, Indios del Bor has all the power. Rainel Rosario leads the league with 6 home runs and 18 RBI. Melvin Novoa is the slugging leader at 644. But Gigantes has the on-base leader. Lazaro Alonso has a .528 on-base percentage. And Gigantes have the clear number 1 pitcher. Thiago da Silva has thrown 25 1/3 innings and allowed just 1 run. 25 strikeouts, 4 wins, and a 0.36 ERA. Leads the league in all those categories. And that is how the world of winter baseball looks at the moment. 63 teams on 4 continents, 9 leagues. Will be 10 once Pro Base gets going in a couple weeks. Of course, by that time, Baseball United will be finished, so I guess it's just 9. Anyway, I'm sure you'd like to know where you can watch. If you're not willing to pay any money, that's fine. LBPRC games can be found on the league's YouTube channel, or on the team's channels. Canal 4 Nicaragua streams all the games for the APBN. The LPB YouTube channel used to stream games in Colombia, but so far they haven't this year, so I don't know how to watch there. Baseball United is totally free on their YouTube channel. I do recommend you check that out if you haven't already. Almost time for the final series there. Not only will we get to see the first ever champion of professional baseball in the Middle East and South Asia, it's also going to be the last champion of 2025. If you have MLB TV, LIDOM is on there as always. And I'm told that the LMP is on there this year as well. So MLB TV is worth the money. MLB in the summer, Dominican Republic and Mexico in the winter. If you don't have MLB TV, there's one free option. Tigres del Licey stream their home games on the team's YouTube channel. Venezuelan League has a paid streaming service. So does the Australian League. It was free every year in the past in Australia, but now you gotta pay. If you are willing to dish out a little money to watch baseball this winter, the ABL may be a good choice. It's got English commentary, and the league could use your support right now. The Melbourne Aces are still active, playing versus various teams, and you can watch them on their YouTube channel. And that'll do it. Comment if I missed anything. If you got a question, leave it in the comments and I'll try to answer, or someone else may be able to answer. And enjoy the baseball this winter, whatever league you decide to follow. Anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya!